Luke the bug. Luca. So today is day 40. We'll do the Kundalini practice tomorrow to finish everything out, but that this is our day 40, that we've moved through the whole thing. And so what I will be using, if anybody is interested or a teacher, we've been using this book, whether or not you knew it, but I know there are people that collect the books that we use, and this is the full body sequence, and so that's where we'll go, is this has kept us company in bits and pieces, and now we'll do the whole thing that Alan Finger offers. And he's a tantric yoga teacher in New York City, and I was thinking of the question of why is it that after class, it seems like the classes are very similar, but after each class I feel different. And I was watching Lily, and so she has flour, sugar, eggs, butter. And if we whip that together in a certain form, it makes a cake. And then if we take some of the flour out and add more butter, it makes cookies. And then if we add a little bit of water, it'll make pie crust. And so flour, sugar, salt, eggs, you can bake an enormous repertoire of things by adding a little more egg or a little more water or a little less flour and a little more butter. And so yes, we're doing dog and we're doing triangle and we're standing and we're turning and we're going upside down and we're twisting. And these very, very basic elements, if you do them in different orders, and if you do them for different durations, like a little more butter will give you a short crust. But it's the same butter that would go to make a cookie, and it's the same butter that would make frosting. So yes, you did triangle, and yes, you did dog, but the way that you assemble it creates a different outcome. And I just think that there's a magic to that. I just think that that's really quite remarkable. And when I had explained that to somebody, she's like, oh, I had never thought about it that way. It just felt like we were doing the same postures. And we are, but we can use the same postures to create different outcomes. So this one is for overall balance, top to bottom, front to back, through the chest. We'll start as ever in the navel, and then into the legs, because grounding the legs is where you get rid of the chatter. I don't know, how did the week go? What was I doing? Bad, all of that. It's like standing on a grounding mat, and just none of that needs to come along with us. And once that's cleared out, then when we start opening different aspects, we're not pulling all that chatter through us. That just leaves you more upset. And so once we clear the low body, the upper body can open, and we are so much more available to ourselves. Like, oh, hi. That's awesome. I like what you are saying. You're better company now, instead of, God, I wish you would get away from me, but I can't get away from you because you're in there. But you can get away from that. You can give it a place to go. So let's start on the back. I still have a bug. The baking analogy of yoga.
I loved it.
It's so important. Oh, hold your shins and shake out your feet. Now put your hands on the backs of your thighs, and that'll allow your heels to go a little higher. Mm-hmm. And now widening your knees and bringing your knees together. Widening your knees, using your hands and then bringing them together. Now using your hands, make a great circle with your knees as much as you can. And you're finding the circle of your hips. You're letting your low back roll on and off the floor. Reverse your direction. Feel it in your shoulders and your elbows and your knees, as though you were a piece of dough. Just start moving it. And then hands on shins at center. Bring it in. Press your knees away. Let your arms straighten. Let your heels rise to the height of your knees. That's inhale. Pull on the shins, knees to chest. This is exhale. So wring it out. Inhale, opening, a little lift. Exhale, closing, a little squeeze. 5 of those. use the breath and use the body to squeeze the breath out. Love you. One more. And keep the left and open the right. Good. And then right hand to shin. Left leg long, left hand overhead. And bring it in. And so you're changing, opening one side, opening the other. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let your feet be deeply flexed, drawing your toes back towards your knees. And start to really feel through the arms, drawing your upper arm bone away from your upper thigh bone. And then that drives the breath to get a little bit bigger. And really clearing the breath out is part of clearing the mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, and centering. Awesome. Put your feet down and put a block between your thighs. So it's on its side. It's not widthwise. It's a narrow fit just below the joint of your knees. And once you have that block, on your exhale, hold the block closely. So if you can lift the pelvic floor, a little tip of the tail, navel to the floor. And then on the inhale, hands overhead, relax your hold on the block. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders, hold the block. Now relax your legs and inhale, hands overhead a little higher. And find there's a little gathering at the navel. And then there's an opening all the way up. Good. Draw your knees to your chest. Lift your head, shoulders, hold the block. And then feet down, hands overhead. 3. Exhale, gather at the navel. And inhale, expand. And again, hold. And again. Good. This time we're going to extend the legs. So hold in, and instead of the floor, feet extend, hands overhead. There's 3. Draw it in. Exhaling. Legs out long, hands out long. 2. And 1. Good. Bring it in. Stay. And feet to the floor. Take a block. Put it to your right side, the height of your hip. Arms wide, open the navel, open the chest. Lift your hips and shift them left. And then lifting your feet off the floor, drop your knees towards the right side block. You're just going to tap your knees. And as you tap your knees to the block, spin your heels up and your knee down. Turn the navel left. That'll be exhale. Centering, heels up straight to the ceiling. That'll be inhale. So bending your knees, knees drop to the block, heels turn up, knees turn down. That's exhale. And then centering, heels up, that's inhale. And exhale, go right. 3. And center up. And exhale, twist, turn, holding the block, turning left. And 1 more, heels up. And hold the block, knees bend, rest your knees on the block, heels up, right hand on your left thigh, stay. Now the left hand sweeps overhead, out wide, down to the hip. Out to the side, up overhead. Lori's gone rogue, it's fine. The more you reach your hand overhead, reach your hip away. A little more length, a little more space in the low back, and then keep your left arm wide to the side and just drop into the floor. As you drop your left shoulder, your navel will turn left. There's a rinse, hold the block, knees down, heels up, empty it all. And then find center. Hips center, spine neutral, arms wide. Notice left side versus right. The left side for me, the part that I open, sweeping my arm, that feels more alive, more awake. Hips up and over to the right or the other side, wherever you went. Lift your feet off the floor. Your block is to the left. Drop your thighs to the block. Knees spin down, heels spin up. Hold block, and then back up into the center. Straight legs, heels to the ceiling.
So bend your knees, hold the block, tap the block left, heels up. Inhale, center. And exhale, bend, hold, and turn. 3 like that. In, up. And then turning. Turn your chin away from your knees. And center. And feel how your breath gets a little choppy, a little juicy. And you're rinsing it out one more time. Hold the block between your thighs. Drop your knees to the block on the left. Left hand to the right thigh. Holding, knees down, heels up. And the right hand overhead, out to the right side and down toward the hips. Sweep. And you're reaching your right hand a little further over the head, keeping your palm facing the ceiling, the back of your hand skimming along the floor. And then the right arm wide to the right. Stay for 3. Inner thighs falling in toward the block. Let your top thigh be heavy. 2. Turn your chin side to side. And find the center. Be great, wouldn't it, if that was it? And hands overhead. Interlace your fingers, press away. Give it a little shimmy. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And as you come forward, lift your heels, bring your hands both on the outside of your right thigh. So that's exhale. Inhale, hands up, feet down. And go to the other side. Palms together outside the left thigh. Good. Inhale up. Palms together outside of the right thigh. Stay. And right hand only. Inhale, open. Exhale, press palm to palm. 3. So maybe you've got a little tremble. I certainly do. Holding the block, navel to the floor, stabilizing as I move. Good. And feet to the floor, hands overhead. Last one. Hands to the left outer thigh, palms together, hold the block, left hand. And exhale, palm to palm. Navel to spine, so steady. We're creating stability in the middle of the body. And we're moving the breath. Feet down, block aside. Starfish. So your heels are wider than your mat. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees, widen your arms. And as you breathe in, fill your navel, the center of your abdomen, with light, with space, with breath. And that will carry you as we go forward. So that can create a lot of contraction through the front of the abdomen. Bring your knees into your chest. We're going to roll it right over onto your belly. And so you're facing me, facing the front of your mat, and just check that there's clear space ahead of you. And you bring your palms back, you flatten your feet, and there's a tiny cobra in the middle, just a wag of the tail. We're early. And then the left arm reaches out, and you roll to the left. And you bend your right knee, and you roll your right knee open as you roll right off the mat. And then belly down, little cobra in the middle. And then the right arm out. Bend your left knee, roll to the right, and then down. Good. So you're rolling from side to side, and each time you roll up through the center, you're finding length from your hips to your navel, and from your navel to your heart, and shoulder blades down your back. Oh, nice. Let your knee really fall open as well. For 3. And for 2. One more. Stay upright in the middle. Palms will come down. Hips to the floor. Elbows in. Hips and thighs are heavy. Shoulder blades down your back. Turn your chin from side to side. And right down. Child's pose, knees wide, toes together, fold it back. So obviously none of that was in Ellen Finger. But from the navel, when I start there, then all of my action initiates from that center point. Inhale, rise, hands, knees, tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. Walk your dog, wag your tail. Set yourself up in any way that you need to.
And we'll do 3 rounds. As we go, knees down, toes together. On the exhale, child's pose. Arms out long. On the inhale, hands and knees. And on the exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Hands, knees, broad back, steady breath. And fold. And rise. And again. Good. Pause in your dog. Come onto your right fingertips. Come onto your left fingertips too. Put your right palm flat. And put your left palm flat. And we'll go back through that. Left fingertips. Open the left shoulder, left hip a little higher. Onto your right fingertips too. Coming up into the back of your dog, out of your navel. Left hand flat. And then right hand flat. Beautiful. Walk your feet to your hands. Hands out wide, big sit down. Thumbs come up, heart comes up, hands come up. Awesome, come down the middle. So when we step back and we put the hands on the shoulders, we're looking to open without blowing out the ribs. So when you come and we have one knee down, there's an option to really go, and I have a big tendency to do that. And instead, see if you can keep your gaze forward, your navel engaged like the block was there, and your elbows back and then up, and the whole front body is stable. So hands up high. Put a big bend in your knees. Left foot steps back, left knee down, hands to your shoulders. And just draw the ribs back, navel back. Good, then reach up, look up. And hands down, stepping down dog. Ha. And the left foot steps up and the right knee comes down. Hands to shoulders, ribs back. And then hands up high, look up. And down. Step the right foot up. Sit down, sweep wide. And up tall. Good. Bend your knees. Right foot back, right knee down, hands to shoulders. Inhale, look forward. That's it, look up. And hands down. Down dog, inhale. Right foot steps up, exhale, knee to the floor. And inhale, shoulders, inhale up. And exhale to the floor. Step the left foot up. Sweep wide, sit down, hands high. And again, folding down the backs of the legs. Left foot back, left knee down. A little bit back, shoulders back. Inhale, look up. And bend your arms down, hands down, dog. Left foot, right knee. Shoulders. And ceiling. And fold. Stepping up. Sweep wide, sit down, reach tall. Last one, sweep wide. Fold right foot, right knee, shoulders, and up. Elbows wide, dog. And the right foot, and the left knee, and the shoulders, and reach up. And sit it down. Good. As you step up, hands wide, sit down, thumbs up. Bring it right down the middle, thumbs to your heart, standing tall. Heels are heavy, toes are long. So 3 times, just sweep up, ribs in, look up, and down the middle. Reach. And down the middle. And one more, reach. Good. Down the middle, folding, fingertips find the floor. So if you need to, hands on blocks, we're just going to lift halfway. So blocks on the hands, under the hands can be here, or on their edge, or on their tail. And if you lift halfway, walk your dog a little bit so that you start to feel as though you're sending your thigh bones straight back. And come onto the balls of your feet, lift your heels, And slowly drop your heels and lift the balls of the feet off the floor. Send your thighs back. Then the balls of the feet down. Come onto tiptoes. Lift your heels. Lift your hips. Yeah. And sit it down. Good. So fingertips on blocks. Look forward. And on your exhale, fold. Walk your blocks a little bit back. Lift halfway. Tail back, thighs. And fold. Navel to spine. And do 3. Lifting onto fingertips. And then folding deeply. Widen the backs of your calves. And 1 more like that. And fold. Awesome. Set your blocks aside. Reach your fingers forward. Now sit your seat down. And reach straight out of your seat into your thumbs. Keep your seat where it is and bring your hands up high. Stay, stay. Hug the block between your thighs. And stand up tall, come out. We're going to go the same way. Pause. Drop it all into the floor. Drop it all into the floor. So, arms long, fingers long, tails back, navel to spine. Sit it down, sit it down, sit it down. Ribs parallel, arms parallel to the floor. Hands back, folding in. Drop your head. A breath. Good. Sit your seat back. Reach your hands out. Sit more deeply. Lift your thumbs, sit more deeply, and stand up tall. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, sit down. Hands to the floor. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, sit down more deeply. Reach out and unfold. Inhale up. Excellent. Last one. Sit down. Folding, lift your hips. And drop down. Down dog, hands down, step back, and just pause. So you're a little warmer in the legs. Wag your tail deeply from side to side. Wag your tail deeply. And take your right heel high. Little bend in both knees. Exhale, press out through the legs. Little bend in the knees, bend in the elbows. Elbows wrap in, press out through the legs, through the arms. 1 more, bend in the knees, bend in the elbows. Press. Right foot steps up, high lunge, hands high. So straightening your front leg, it's as though you were standing up. Lift your back heel the same way you did when you had your hands on the blocks. Bend your elbow, bend your knee. Good, find that, inhale. Opening the left side really steadily from your back heel high. Left hip opens. 1 more. Bend your elbows. Keep your front knee and hands high. Good. Wrap your ribs in. Shoulders down your back. A little forward, a little back. Front knee, back heel. Front knee. Tack your front knee to the front wall. Now take your heel back and drop a centimeter further. Look up. And hands down. Knee to the floor. Good. Keep your back toe tucked under and just sweep it out. Opening, and now hips back, hands down. 3. Just sweep up and out. Good. So we're generating power when you find that lunge, and then we're just distributing what we've made. Stay 3. Stay 2. Brighten your hands, brighten your face. And set it down. Down dog. Good. Turn your left heel in and take your right foot a little step forward. Keep your right knee bent and circle your left heel. And as you circle your hip, sorry about that. As you circle your hip, plug your left foot into the floor, open through the left side body. And can you get that hip circle all the way into your outer left ribs? Perfect. Perfect. Then just walk your dog, find neutral. And the right heel to the floor and the left heel high. And a bend in the knees and a press straight. Wring it out. A bend in both knees, both elbows, and press it straight. Bend in your knees, a bend in your elbows. And step your left foot up to build a lunge. So the lunge is opening the front of your right side thigh and hip flexor and hands high. So as you straighten your front leg, lift your back thigh. And just bend your front knee, bend your elbows. Open the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, bend. Notice where it's sticky. Give it a little time. As you bend your front knee, keep it. Hands up. So the right thigh lifts a little forward now and back, opening the ball of your foot. Tack your knee to the front. Take your heel back and open from front knee to back heel, and a little drop in the middle. Look up. Look up. Look up. And set down. Stepping back, turn your right heel in, your right outer foot to the floor, and now a little circle. And the circle in your right hip can get bigger. And the circle in your hip begins to circle all the way into your ribs and into your right shoulder. Feeling there's a big, smooth sheet of fascia, of connective tissue from your outer shoulder all the way through your outer hip. Good, knees down and wide. Child's pose, just set it back and rest. And your child just set down a little bit more. We can have a lot of preparation in our body. We're waiting for what's next. What if that was it? What if you were done? How would that be different in your body? Let that be so. What if your week was over? You just set that down. Keep letting it out of your body. A little more out of the shoulders, out of the hands and the face. And as we do, we're leaving those past actions and concerns behind. We're completing them, letting them out of the body. Until the breath starts to feel a little clearer. A sensation of doneness. And down dog. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Put your left knee to the floor and put your left hand on a block. Good. And just put your right toes to point away. So they're about 2 o'clock, and right hand on the right thigh, that's all. And so that doneness has a stillness in it. And so your right knee is dropping right. You can allow the outer edge of your foot to hold most of your weight. And as you do, allow the hips to come forward and the shoulder blades down the back as though you were bringing your fingertips to your shoulders. And there's just a little more length between the pelvis and the belly button. And there's a little more sensation of doneness. A little less fighting, a little less effort. And the heart can come up, and the right knee drops open, and the throat lifts and lengthens, and the lips loosen, and the belly lengthens, and you step back and you find your dog. And there'll be a big change. Right hand, right hip, right heel, let it open and lengthen. Set it down. Organizing ourselves. Left foot outside of the left hand. So your toes turn out to the left to 10 o'clock. Your right knee comes down, and if you choose, a block under your right hand. And the hand of the left side comes to the left inner thigh, and your knee falls open. And the first step is that your hip comes towards your heel. So it's as though the hips and the pelvic girdle are coming towards the front heel, and then the heart comes up. And then the left knee falls open. And the hand on the block can help to lift your heart. And you can get up under the jaw, through the mouth, and into the eyeballs. And the whole front sheath of your abdomen that keeps you safe, that protects you, it can soften, and as it does, it will lengthen. As it lengthens, the heart comes up. One more. And set it down and step it back. And just find your dog. And attune to the left hand down and away, left hip high and back, and the left heel drops into the floor. And in the doneness and in the alignment, there's a quiet. Good. Step your right foot up, put a block inside of it. Stand it on its edge, stand it on its tail, what's needed. We'll come to triangle in a beat. And just sweep open. And as you reach your left hand back, straighten your front leg, little shimmy, just let the whole right side get a little longer. And then through warrior two, elbow to thigh, come over the top. And take a moment there, a little wag of the tail, loosening, hips into the center, right between the heels. And we flow warrior two out to the sides, straighten the front leg and reach back. And then warrior two through the center, bending your elbows, sweeping over the top. Here's our inhale. Out to two, navel to spine. In, reaching back. Little wag of the tail, one more time. Warrior two, bend the front knee. Sweep over the top. And warrior two, pausing right here. Steady, even front to back. In your mind's eye, you're going forward and backwards. You're reaching back and you're reaching over. Spread your toes, settle into your heels. And the last time, keep your front knee bent and reach back. Reach back. And then take your elbow to your thigh or your hand to your block and the left hand all the way over the top. Hug your knee into your arm. Let your hips go towards the left. Bring your left elbow to your ribs and look down. Reach your left hand overhead and look up. Elbow to rib, look down. As you reach overhead, plug into your left heel. And one more time, bend your elbow. Left heel to the floor, left hand overhead, pause. And then left hand down to the floor. Good, left knee down. Right hand behind you. Top of the back foot flat. And the left hand high. So your right hand finds the back of your left thigh. Spin your left thumb to point back. Drop your left shoulder blade down your back. Make space around your jaw. So the hips are coming forward. And the ribs are opening wide. And you set it down and you find your dog for 3. For 2. Wag of the tail. And the left foot steps up. And the block comes inside. And you open through warrior 2. And you know where you're going. We're going to rinse forward and back. And as we do, we build strength in the legs. Straighten your front leg, reach back, wag the tail, loosen the shoulders and the jaw. And then warrior 2, breathing out. Side angle, breathing in. Stay here a beat. Wag your tail, what's sticky? Find your back heel. Good, breathing in. Warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reach back. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Feel your body working in synchrony. The front and the back. The left and the right. Look forward, warrior 2. Reach back. Good. And again. Stay. Plug into the back heel. From your navel, reach into both feet. And from the feet, reach into your toes. Cross the chest into your fingers. Elbow to thigh. And reach overhead. Good. So elbow to rib, look down. And as you reach overhead, look up. And plug into your back heel. Elbow to rib. Rinse it out. Reach overhead, right heel. And one more, bring it in. Good, good, good. And reach up. Left hand to the block. Hugging your knee to your upper arm. Plug into your heel. And where can you feel done? Less work, just done. You are supported. Your feet are strong, your legs are strong, your navel is strong. The sensation of doneness. Good. Look down, set your right hand down, your right knee down. Pause. Let it rest. Top of the foot flattens. Good. Take your left hand behind you and reach up and back. So the left hand on the right thigh. Super cool. Open your ribs. You slowly take your gaze up and your thumb back. And the breath can get sort of thin here. See if you can help your breath have its depth. And down. Down dog.
Good. Wag the tail. Steady and simple. Good. Walk your feet to your hands. Bring your strap with you as you come up. Notice now the way in which I can feel this is your body and these are your limbs, right? I can feel my body resting on my legs and the certainty of my legs. And that's what my body's for. There's not a lot of certainty in my mind. There's certainty in my body, in my legs. So the strap is going to be wide enough to go up and over your shoulders. Open through the chest. Round your back, a little tuck of the chin. And up and over. So it's not too big. And you give it a moment and it's not rushing. If you were at the top, your palms would face forward. And as you come down, your palms would face the floor. And you reach your heart back and your fingers forward, a little tuck of the chin. So that from your legs, you press down and the heart comes up. And you open across the chest. So 5 of those at whatever pace you require, but you're getting longer. From the back of your heart to the fingertips. From the front of your throat to your fingertips. Perfect. As you come forward, wrap your strap closer on the right side and then on the left side. So I have the strap wrapped around my fist and it's a little narrower than that. Both of you. Bring it in a little closer. So it's about shoulders distance apart. Even more lower. Yeah. Now when you try to pull it apart, feel your shoulder blades like down your back, nice and strong. Weight into the right foot, left ankle crosses over your right knee. Flex your foot, and now reach your hands out. Ribs back, tail back, gaze forward. Reach into your knuckles, send your left knee down. Sit your seat down. So you're bending your right knee and you're pressing your left thigh down. This is going to be exhale. Stand up, send your left knee back, hands up high. Stay, open it, and keep the front body longer going back. So bend your knee, flex your foot, sit into your right hip. 3, 2, try to pull your strap apart. Good, sit it down, and then stand it up. Send your right thigh back. Put your left foot down. Good, try to pull your strap apart, shoulders down, shoulders down, shoulders down, and now round your back. Find the long width of your strap so you can go up and out, and now let it get bigger, hands towards hips. All the way over, all the way up. So from the strength of our legs, now we can start to get up into the heart, up through the shoulders into the jaw. And then find center. Good, and bring it to that shoulder width grasp.
Try to pull it apart. So I've made a rectangle. Hand to hand, shoulder, shoulder. Raising my right heel. Find your weight in your left foot and cross over. Right knee wide. Knuckles forward, seat back, stretching from hip to hand. Sitting down, send your right knee wide. Sitting down, bend your left knee. And then you'll reach your hands forward. And as you stabilize, stand up, send your left thigh back. Unfold, unfold, unfold. Stay, because you're holding your breath. And then hands forward, hips back, right knee down, sit, 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 sit. Take a couple breaths, take your time. Right knee is going wide, you know you got another one. Stay, and then standing up. And send your right knee back. And glue your ankle to your knee. And as you put it down, pause. We're going to release the straps. Pause. And a big reverse circle. And clear it out. And clear it out. And clear it out. 3, 2. Bring your right arm out and your left arm under. So my left hand holds my right wrist and I make a fist. Excellent. Sit it down. Feet are hip distance. Elbows up, tail goes back, as though you were holding the strap. Now elbows forward, tail back. Elbows forward. Keep that right angle. Bring your elbows outside of your right knee. Now imagine you got your navel to your spine. You're hugging your knees towards each other. Sit down a little deeper. Tuck your chin into your body. Elbows up through center. Sit down. Stand tall. Let it all out, out, out. Spread your fingers wide. Take your time. Spread it out. And pause with your palms facing forward. Notice the anchor of your legs and the space that emanates from your heart. Big back circles. So our heart needs to be clear to generate the magnetic field that surrounds us. Opposite arms. So our left arm out with the right elbow under the left. Make a left fist. Just keep your feet where they are. Elbows up, seat back. Elbows up, seat back. Let it open your upper back. Sit deeper, wag your tail, go where you can. Bring your elbows outside your left knee. Fit your chin into your chest. You've got some space. You can let it move a little bit. You're opening from your right shoulder to your right hip. You're spreading across the back. You're tucking your chin. Back of the neck is long. Sit it down, sit it down, sit it down. And then sitting down, elbows up through center. Down into the feet. Up and out. Now slowly spread your arms. Palms face forward. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And from your heart, spread all directions. Legs are strong. That's what the heart is made to do. And that's what your legs are made to do. And we can feel that there's a balance to us. Hands up high. And you just fold down, knees bend. Stepping back, high plank. All the way flat to the floor, bring it down. Peel the chest open. Little cobra. And again, rolling down, left arm out, roll left. And we'll do 2 each side. Up through the middle. So we're rolling out through the abdomen, we're opening the chest. We're not bringing any tension from the postures with us. Out of the breath. A little looser into the body. Finding the center. And belly down. Walk your hands back beside your ribs. Walk your thighs back. Elbows back. Gaze forward. Good. Point your toes and widen your feet. And zip your feet together. Inhale, open. As you bring your feet together, bring your navel towards your spine. And as you widen your feet, really reach into the toes. Yeah. See if you can keep yourself really quiet in the upper body. So the upper body isn't helping or hindering, but you're zipping your feet together. Good. For 3, shoulder blades together, navel to spine. Hug your feet together, drop the tops of your feet, and come up. Wag the tail. When you come back down, lift your feet. Pause. Hug your heels towards each other. Turn your fingers back and tuck your chin. So that's one option. Totally great. Reach into your toes. Float your hands, maybe 3. So imagine that you're reaching into the knuckles. Tuck the chin from your navel. Reach into your feet. You may tremble. Good. Ha. Palms down by your ribs. Drop your feet. A little lift of the chest. And you're going to roll all the way down onto your belly, cross your forearms, and rest your forehead. So that move of widening your feet, wag your tail to loosen your low back. When you widen your feet and zip them together, we're connecting the navel to the legs. And you're connecting the upper back, which wants to round when we sit too long, when we drive too long. We're giving it the strength of the legs, so your upper back doesn't have to work alone. The whole posterior chain of our body starts to come together. Forearms to the floor. Try to hug your fingertips towards your palms. Imagine you could widen your elbows. And as you widen your elbows, you're widening the collarbones, and the heart comes forward. And the feet are heavy, and the thighs are heavy. Good. Turning left. And turning right. Now we'll walk the feet wider so that the tops of your feet can even come off the mat. Wag the tail. And that will let your hips drop a little further into the mat as you let your feet open. Wag your tail and drop into the mat. Walk your hands to the left. More. More. And tuck your chin into your left shoulder and drop your hips evenly into the floor. And you're compressing the left side of your spine and you're opening the right side of your spine. Like you're making your spine into a C. Into a C. Taking it as far left as it's willing to go. Keep your legs heavy and your hips even. And walk through center. And to the right. So hips are even. They'll want to change. Even bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder so that the right side of my neck, the right side of my spine, you have that little action of compression. If we can compress the discs between the spine, between the vertebrae, then when we let go, they are replenished. So rinse out and then find center. And again, cross your forearms, put your forehead down, wag your tail, keep your feet wide. Just notice now the action and the sensation through your spine. Good. You'll turn right over on your back. Crown of the head is towards the top of your mat. Just turn your palms open. Pause for a beat. Maybe a new awareness from the base of your spine, through the upper back, through the back of the neck, through the base of the skull. And if you need to, bend your knees and hold your shins, and this will stretch out and neutralize the low back. So just bring it in a minute. Lengthening where you need to. Put your right foot down toward the center line. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Left hand on left thigh and send it away. Let the left hip open. All the gripping, all the holding of the left side hip. So if you can just let it soften a little more. A little more.
Widen your arms, palms down, and allow your right knee to wash side to side and bring it with the left shin. So the whole structure, that figure of 4, is going from one side to the other, all the way down to the floor. And you're using this figure 4 to open a little further through the hip and a little further into the spine. Let your right knee fall right, which will bring the left foot to the floor, and your right hand to your left thigh. Now send that open further. Turn your left palm open to the sky. And really let go through the left hip. You don't have to hold yourself together. And what happens when the breath gets very long and smooth into the left side ribs, left side waist, abdomen? There's space here for you. There's space here for you. Into the center. And just for a moment, give it a try. Keep your feet as they are. So right heel is under the right knee. Left ankle over the right knee. Elbows down beside you. Lift your hips. Send your left outer knee away, down toward the floor. Work here with the elbows down. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another. So the right hip is coming up and the left knee is reaching open. And set it down. And feet flat. Heels wide, knees fall in. Hands on thighs, press away. And a sense of relief in the body at doneness. And then the left foot down to the center, the right ankle over the left knee. Right hand on right thigh, press away. Press away. And I can feel that when I start to really release the right hip here, that my jaw softens. And I have a desire to shake out my jaw, my lips, the root of my tongue. That you could press the right thigh bone and that could make space in the right hip socket. And from that, as you begin to wash side to side, put your arms wide and let that opening now all the way through the hips. Through the belly, through the chest. Putting the right foot flat on the left side. Put the left hand on the right thigh and press away. So drop your right foot to the floor. There you go. Now, Stephanie, put your foot on the floor and push your knee away. There, that's the spot. Drop your right shoulder, let your palm turn open. And that same sensation of letting there be more space in the right hip. And into the center. Left heel is under the left knee, elbows down beside you, elbows down, hips up, tuck a shoulder, tuck another, and press your right knee down toward the floor. So standing strong in your left hip, standing strong in your left thigh. Flexing the right foot. The body's strong, the legs are strong, the heart is high. And as you come down, heels wide, toes in, hands on thighs, press away. And as you press away, just really softening. Turn right over on your belly and fold your way back towards child.
And so that creasing and folding, opening the front of the body and the back of the body, we just want to put it all together for a moment. Come towards hands and knees and press your knees down to sweep wide and reach high. That'll be your inhale. Hands wide, tuck your chin, and take the backs of your hands to your low back. That'll be your exhale. So we'll just reach up, rise up, and exhale down. We'll go 5 times. And you're taking your time and use the strength of your legs to really open the depth of the hinge of your hips. So you'll take your hands up high. And as you fold down, we'll only use the right hand to come up. Inhaling up, thumb points back. As it comes down, look left. Good. Bring your left hand up, thumb points back. And as it comes down, look right. One more, right hand wide, reach up. And then look left. Left hand up. As you fold, look right. Good. Down dog, last one, wag it out, notice. The change in your legs, the change in your feet, the change in your breath, the connection to the floor. And as you walk your feet forward, you'll just step your heels wide. And add a bolster under the back of your hips, so a folded blanket. Give yourself a little height. And shake out your feet and shake out your knees. So we'll sweep through all of it the way that we do in our sequence this month. Starting side to side. Starting side to side. So finishing a sequence with these big sweeping actions moves everything through the same way that if you were to scrub a pot, the inside of the pot, outside of the pot, and the handle, then you would want to rinse everything off of it. Redistributing what you've made. And then hands on either side of your thighs, fold down. Coming up through center, open your arms wide and fold to the other side. Good. So inhale, hands wide, and exhale, fold. Just finding all the parts and pieces, letting them work together. Reach your inside hand further forward. Yep. And the outside hand further back. So this turns into a twist. If you choose, don't touch the floor. You open through center, and then you draw your hands apart. That's right. Reach your back hand back, Lori. Yes, so your hands reach away from each other at the center, and they reach away, and you're turning your navel, just like you did at the start with the blocks. Up through center for 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Awesome. Sitting tall, notice all of it getting enlivened. Interlace your fingers and stir a great pot. Oh. Just when you think you've been everywhere in your body and then you do something, you're like, oh God. So the strength of your legs, the certainty of your navel, and the freedom of your heart. Oh. 3 and 2. And reverse your direction. spine center, and hands on thighs, notice. Let your legs be heavy, beautifully heavy and fleshy. And from that anchor, let the heart float. And let the mind be clear. Cross your right shin in front of your left. Walk your fingertips forward, walk your seat back. A little bit side to side, maybe fingers, maybe palms. A little bit side to side as needed. You'll walk your hands a big step to the right. So you're coming over your right thigh, right knee, and left hand is long. Left hip is down. Wrap your left ribs down. Go a little further to the right. A little further to the right. And as you come back towards center, come up through the middle and put the right foot flat on the outside of your left knee, as you can. Sitting on the edge of your bolster, that will help everything. Good. So the same turn over, you're bringing your navel towards the right side. You may hold your shin. You may use your elbow outside of your knee. And so now instead of the outer hip, you're right at the navel where the navel meets the body, where the body meets the spine. If you choose, on your inhale looking forward, on your exhale looking back, use this final rinse through the spine. Pause neutral and let it go. Left shin in front of right, sitting tall. Walk your fingertips forward, maybe palms, maybe forearms. Just go where you can and let it move side to side. So you're rocking through the outer hip, through the mid-back, whatever still needs a little more space. And walk yourself left over the left thigh, left knee. Allowing your right ribs to fall. That's it, nice one, that's it. So feeling that turn of your body toward the left thigh, that's where we're headed, sitting up tall. Bring the left thigh towards you and put your left foot outside of your knee, wrapping around, just as we did when we folded. Bring body and thigh together, left hand behind you. And take your time. It's a huge, deep twist. So the turn of the chin from the back shoulder to the front shoulder helps you through it. So inhale towards the front, exhale towards the back. And then neutral. With no grip in the legs, the inner thighs softening. Just trusting the turn of your body to do its part. Allow the body to receive that turn. Feel where it sticks, where it's shortened. So that when you turn to the front, you can release legs crossed, hands to thighs. And just notice letting the sensation of your body be anchored in your seat and rise up through the spine. as we conclude today, I'm going to have you build the slightest of inversions. And so you can use your blocks or get 2 of the bigger bolsters, not the blue ones. The blue ones are round and sort of squashy. And so you'll take your blanket, and the blanket will be open, so it's barely perceptible, this change. Yeah, super. And you sit on your blanket. If you only have blocks, you'll put your blocks on their sides. If you have those, nope, they're going to go under your legs, going into an inversion this way.
So the hips are slightly supported, and then the calves are on the blocks, are on the bolster.
Or that way that your thighs, so you're going to put them, yeah, like Laura's got going on. You can choose to do that much or to do 2. No, forget. Yep. So ideally, the other option is that you bring your mat or your blanket, and then you would be at the front of a couch or the side of your bed, so that your calves are allowed to be perpendicular to the floor and they're dropping down into your hips. Good. Just so it's a little extra height with as much covering as you need to be comfortable. And it's a deep release through the low back to have your legs weighted like this. So in this posture with the slight support under the hips and support under the calves, the body in this inversion that allows it to drain, and the heart can relax because its primary effort of bringing oxygen to the brain is effortless. And bring your awareness to that effortlessness of your heart. That by making such a simple change in your circumstance, by propping your legs up, letting your head be heavy, that you're providing such support for yourself, letting your heart rest. Allowing yourself to receive all the effort and just let it go. Whether we did it well, whether we didn't, let it go. Feel the softening of the physical heart. Feel a softening of the pericardium, the tissue that surrounds your heart. How that pericardium tissue runs all the way through your inner arms and forearms and fingers. Softening your hands. Feeling the weight of the back of your head, the backs of your shoulders, the backs of your hands. The upper body is effortless, open, receptive. Feeling the weight of the backs of your hips, your legs are heavy, a foundation, an anchor. How whole your body is. How all its pieces play a role for you. A sensation of welcoming in all the aspects of your body. A sensation of being awake to what we take for granted, the joints, the digestion, the respiration. Feeling the magnificence of this self-healing organism carrying our soul. And the heart is soft and strong. Let your attention come to rest at the forehead center and see there, feel there, point of light, body effortless. In the base of the throat, point of light, body at ease. In the right shoulder joint, point of light. The right elbow, the right wrist, points of light. Tip of the right thumb. Tip of the right first fingertip. Right middle fingertip. Fourth fingertip. Pinky fingertip. Points of light. The body effortless. Right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder. Points of light. The base of the throat, point of light. The left shoulder, point of light, the body at ease. Left elbow, left wrist, points of light. The tip of your left thumb, left first fingertip, left middle fingertip, left ring fingertip, and left pinky fingertip, points of light. Left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, body at ease. Base of the throat, a point of light. Left chest, point of light, body effortless. Right chest, point of light, body at ease. Center of the navel, point of light. Right hip, right knee, right ankle, points of light. The base of your big toe, the tip of your right big toe, point of light, tip of your right second toe, tip of the right third toe, and fourth toe tip, and pinky toe tip, points of light. Right ankle, right knee, right hip, body effortless. Center of the navel, a point of light. Left hip. Left knee. Left ankle. Points of light. Body at ease. The tip of your left big toe, a point of light. The tip of your left second toe, and your third toe, and your fourth toe, and the tip of your fifth toe, points of light. Left ankle, left knee, left hip, body effortless. Center of the navel, center of the chest, base of the throat, crown of the head, points of light. The whole body effortless. Center of the forehead, the right eye in its socket, the left eye in its socket, points of light, the length of your nose, your upper lip, lower jaw, the face open. The heart is soft and the whole body is effortless. If you choose, you can gently walk your legs flat, or you can keep them as they are. Having the heels elevated like this is a very restorative practice. If you've overused your adrenal function, if you've been a little stressed out or a little run down, This is a very appropriate place to rest with your heels higher. But if there's any tension in your body, just allow the whole posture to melt away until you're flat to the floor as you like. And just start deepening your breathing a little at a time. Sensation of sort of re-inflating, re-inhabiting this physical form. And I would conclude this 40th day. It's from a Radiance Sutra. There is no image you can hold, no thought you can think that encompasses the Great Self. Your essence is immortal and unchanging, but it is the foundation for all that moves. Rest in this shimmering emptiness that is the source of the world, and remember who you are. I am this. I am this space, this quiet, this rest, this self. Walking your hands over your head. And walk your feet in, and hands on shins and a little side to side. And as you roll to your right, you pause so that the weight of your body is off your back. And as you breathe, you deepen into the back body and you re-inflate the back body that has held you so well. And you just feel the front, the back, the in, the out, the top, the bottom. And come all the way up, finding your cross-legged seat at the top. Sweeping wide and high. we'll bring it right down the middle and conclude with 3 ohms. A is in the belly, U is in the chest, M is in the head. You inhale up. Thumbs to the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. We'll have a bonus. We'll finish out our Kundalini tomorrow at 8 a.m. and at So Botanical at 10:15. Thank you for a year. A big one, 2021. Who could have known? So I will be away next Saturday and the Saturday following. So 2 weeks off. I'll come back on the 21st of November for a new sequence. If you are you've set up a recurring payment with me, then you got an email this morning with 3 practices for when I'm away. There's a 30-minute asana that I use when I've been traveling, it just totally sorts me out, very simple. And a 30-minute kriya, that's just the basic spinal kriya that we know, that moves right from the base to the crown. And then a breath practice. And if you've never had a breath practice, it's the thing that changed everything, that I was like, oh, this is why we do yoga. When I do that breath technique, you're just simply holding in and out through one side for 2.5 minutes and resting, and then the same, and then you're going in and going out, and it's very simple, but you're balancing the left and the right sides of the brain, most importantly. And so you'll find that your focus is clearer and your decision making is clearer, and there's a sense of intuition that says, this is a lot easier than I thought. And to me, 30 minutes of doing that is worth it. So they're all there for you. If you didn't get it, give me a holler, and I'll make sure you have it before I go. I'll see you soon.